Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and I have a diamond in the rough for you guys today. This is Jeff Burkhart. He's a center out of Slippery Rock. Nice to meet you, sir.
Nice to meet you.
So, did a little bit of digging to try and figure out about this guy. I mean, I feel like you have a a lot of potential at the next level. Going back, high school athlete out of Watsontown, PA, and then spent some time at Lock Haven, and then ultimately got there to Slippery Rock. But kind of want to hear from you first, Jeff, on all this. Is just uh, give me more of that background. Tell me where it all started, and maybe how long you've been playing this game.
All right. So my name is Jeff Burkhart. I'm from Watsontown, Pennsylvania. Went to Warrior Run High School, and I've been playing football since like I was 5 years old. My dad he played football back in the day, and watched some of his tape, and it really got me into it. And by the time I was like 5 or 6, started playing pee wee football, and from there I really just fell in love with the game. Progressed through junior high to high school. Um, in high school, I mean, we weren't the best team in the area. We were pretty average. But from there, I was able to go to Lock Haven, get some playing time. And then after the 2021 season, I decided to transfer to Slippery Rock, where I just fell in love as soon as I stepped on campus and met the coaches. It's cliche. People say like, "Oh, it's a family," like blah blah blah. But there, it really feels like It's a family culture. um, most programs are just business oriented. They really don't care about you as a human, but they really take time to really get to know you and hear about you.
Great. So, let's talk a little bit more about the early days of you as a football player. Actually, in high school, you said
Yep.
Warrior Run High School there in PA. So, uh, from what I was able to gather about you and your experience there is, you were actually one of the biggest guys on your football team, man, and they actually had you playing tackle. So talk about how that transition happened between you, obviously playing tackle there at your high school, and then ultimately moving inside.
So in high school, I played left tackle. Big guy on the outside against fast little defensive ends. It's tough to get my hands on them sometimes, but able to I was able to hold my own there. And then when I got to Lock Haven, the guys there at tackle were already like 6'6", 6'7". I'm like 6'3", 6'4". So they felt it was a good choice to put me in the inside. And from there, I mean, it was tough to learn at first because I never really snapped the ball in a game. But after I got in the groove of it, it just fell into place.
Cool. Well, I mean, obviously well established now at center, been playing that for several years now. Um, Another thing that I wanted to highlight about you as an athlete, going back to high school, is you did some track and field, but also was a pretty good wrestler. So, talk to me about you as a wrestler and maybe how you feel that has helped you along the way.
Yeah. So I think it was after my sophomore season. The one coach came up to me. He's like, if you want to play next year, you have to wrestle. I thought I was a little confused. I didn't because I was already the starter, but decided to do it. And just from the grind, like football's a grind, but wrestling's just to a different level. I mean, they really put you through the ringer, and from there, it's like obviously you get your physical toughness, but the mental toughness I gained from wrestling really impacted my football career. Because I mean, I look back now and some of the stuff we did, I just couldn't imagine doing it now.
Well, I mean, I can imagine. I mean, obviously, it is a little bit of a different sport, but I mean, a lot of the mentality and even like your understanding of things like leverages certainly help to, make you a better player on the line. And I'll just be frank with you, there's a lot of scouts who love linemen who do have a wrestling background. Um, just for kicks, man. Like you remember like that win-loss record going back those days, or has it been lost to time?
Um, well, it's my first year. I think I went 500, 13 and 13, most pins on the team. That's what I do remember from it.
Hey,
But
well,
I mean,
that's better than nothing.
oh yeah. I mean, PA is a hard state to wrestle in.
Oh, no doubt, probably one of the best. So,
Hmm.
so yeah, I mean, about 500, that seems okay. I mean, but cool. So you ended up going to Lock Haven. Tell me about Lock Haven. I mean, obviously, you spent the majority of your collegiate years at Lock Haven. So, how was it there? Can you elaborate a little bit more about you as a student as well as an athlete?
So yeah, I 2019 I went to Lock Haven. There, the coach my freshman year, he was there for 2 or 3 years, I think. Um, and I mean, it's there was no culture set up when I got in. It was just a way for me to get on the field pretty early. I mean, the classes there I took pretty basic for most of the colleges. But yeah, I mean, we had a strength conditioning program set up, but it just wasn't on par with what we have now at Slippery Rock.
Oh, I mean, dude, let's just be real. I mean, Slippery Rock, they've been a powerhouse at the D2 level for quite some time. I mean, obviously you got there last season and you're now part of that winning culture. What's it like to I guess have that change in new scenery?
Oh, it's great. I mean, when I was at Lock Haven, uh, for 2 years, yeah, 2 years I played there, we won 3 games, 3 whole games. And after my sophomore season there, I was like, yeah, I think I need a new change of pace for my own benefit, and obviously getting new coaches every year definitely plays a toll on my like your mental. So it definitely affected the classroom a little bit. So for me, it was the best decision I could make to transfer. And I mean, when I transferred there, everything started to go back up. Um, but yeah, I mean, the culture there is just unreal. They really do care about you. Um, and I think it was my last season at Lock Haven. We did play Slippery Rock at Slippery Rock for the homecoming. So I mean, so I got both aspects of playing there as the opponent and on the team.
Cool. So let's talk some more football, man. Talk about that offense at Slippery Rock. I mean, obviously you're playing center, but what's going on around you, man? Try to describe it the best way that you can and what you guys are trying to execute out there.
Right. So the line from left tackle, we got Yuri. I'm not even trying to pronounce his last name. It's pretty difficult. And then left guard, we got Colton Rossi. He's a damn good player. I'm at center. Nick Stazer's right guard, and then we got a new young guy in there, Joe Cooper, which he's going to be really good. Um, and quarterback Braden Long, he's stepping up to replace Noah Grover, which we all have full trust in him. He's really been putting the work in the on the field and in the film room. We got Chris Dior coming back at running back, and he just takes off. He's good. Then we got Cone Russell. He's also very good at a wide receiver, and Kyle Sheets. He's
Cool.
yep.
Well, I mean, obviously, great coaching staff, a lot of great players around you. I mean, and I know that team loves to air it out. I mean, at least from every time that I've seen them, it's all about airing out the football, and delivering it to some excellent wide receivers. So that means that you have to snap that ball and be ready to block somebody. So, um, interesting. So, when you think about maybe some of the plays that you guys execute, what's one that you feel is kind of like your bread and butter that you guys do often?
Oh, definitely inside and outside zone. I mean, we feel very comfortable running that. I mean, for me personally, I feel I'm very dominant in the run game and also in the pass game, but yeah, zone is bread and butter for us.
Cool. So again, with you as a center, did well last season. I mean, being named an all conference athlete there in the PSAC. But as we take and look at you amongst all the other centers who are trying to make that transition ultimately to the professional level, what do you feel separates you from everybody else?
Definitely. I mean, I show up every day ready to work. Um, I mean, during the game, I'm fast and physical off the ball. If I get my hands on somebody there, I'm taking them to the ground or taking them for a little ride, you know. But definitely, I have a very good knowledge of the game. We can be able to read defenses and see if they're blitzing off the edge or blitzing down the middle pretty quick. And pass game, I'm a pretty good pass blocker. I can read the twist pretty well from the outside coming in or the inside coming out. But
Cool. So again, just kind of looking back at Slippery Rock's success. I mean, I know that you were only there for last season, but I mean, Slippery Rock is always in the mix for national title. Always making playoff runs. A very dangerous team. So what's it gonna take for you guys to ultimately get what you guys are after, not only a PSAC title, but a national championship? But what is it gonna take for you guys to get there?
um, I mean, obviously, it starts in the weight room. Everybody has to get bigger, faster, stronger. But I mean, just every day at practice, perfecting the craft, getting the little things down, knowing your assignment. But I mean, for national title talk, that's for me. That's way too far in the future. I like to take it day by day, but I feel like if we just get the little things right and cruise on through the season, we'll have a very good shot to going all the way.
Well, I mean, I feel like you guys have a really good opportunity to really claim the PSAC this year and move forward and be a dangerous team in the playoffs. I mean, certainly going to be very interesting. So for Jeff, just kind of wanted to ask you about some of the success that you have been a part of so far. So give me an example of like one of your favorite moments as a football player, whether it was out there last season for Slippery Rock or even going back to your Lock Haven days. What's one of your best personal moments out there on the field?
Um, I'd say our first drive against Assumption, our first playoff game. That was my first ever playoff game playing. So it was already one of those moments. But our first drive, we took up 11 minutes of the first quarter, drove down the field and scored. I mean, you can't get it any better than that. Really just dominating the clock.
Yeah, I mean, hey, obviously, as an offensive lineman, dominating the line of scrimmage, taking over the game, and enforcing your will on the other guy. That's what it's all about, man. And if you're completely dominating that front, then game is won. Let's just be real. You've done your job, and you guys are, going to come out with a victory. So, interesting. All right. Well, obviously, one more year left to go in your eligibility. You have any personal goals this upcoming season?
Yeah, I'd say getting first team all conference. That's one goal. And just trying to see if I can get my foot into the All American section too. But I mean, we'll take it day by day with that too.
And I know that you've made strides in the weight room, solidifying yourself there. Where are you at right now, and where do you want to be by the end of the season?
Right. So, I mean, for my strength, I feel like I'm pretty average for center, especially going to the next level. I think right now I have a 4 or 5 bench. Yesterday, I had a max out squat. I got a 635
Cool.
and power clean 315. So I want to try to get my bench up about 20 pounds, get my squat up about 30, another 30, 40 pounds, and see if I can get the power clean up another 20. But I mean, for me, power clean is one of those exercises I was taught a little bit too late, but I'm trying to get the form in.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll see how strong this guy gets, as this season kind of unfolds. I mean, already over a 400-pound bench, and we'll see where it ends up. But Jeff, let's go ahead. I want to get a chance to meet you outside of football a little bit. So, tell me about yourself other than that of a football player, whether that be your hobbies, interests, or whatever. But go ahead and give me something.
So I'm from Central PA, bunch of woods and creeks. So I'm a big outdoorsman. I enjoy hunting and fishing. On the weekends, some buddies go to a pond or a trout stream, and then during the wintertime, go up into the woods, go deer hunting, squirrel hunting. I mean, anything we can that's in season, we'll go for.
That's neat. I actually saw a deer in my backyard today, but I don't think it's deer season yet. We still have several months. We don't want to do that during the summer for
Oh
people
yeah,
that
no.
don't know. They're filled with bugs. Let's just be real. But anyway, cool, cool. All right, let me ask you a couple more questions just for fun. So, obviously, they're in Central PA, and in the middle of nowhere, like you kind of suggested. Um, what's the farthest place that you've ever been from home?
Uh Probably going to Massachusetts for the playoff game. That was like about 12 hours to get there. So I'm not, I mean, I haven't really traveled that much, to be honest. I've gone to New
Is
York.
that something that you would like to do, or are you just
Uh,
fine being in the woods and hunting some deer?
I mean, in the future, I'd like to get out and travel a little bit more, but right now, I'm all right.
All right, all right. Talk to me about that hometown a little bit more. I mean, obviously, not a very well-known town, but is there any place there that you either frequent or place that you and I could go to just to hang out? I mean, whether it be a restaurant or something.
So yeah, in Watsontown, we have the Watson Inn, which is a family restaurant that's there. But I mean, to be honest, other than that, I mean, there's really not much else to do. In August, we're if you know where Williamsport is, we're about 20 minutes away from there, so we'll go catch a few little league games. But
But
yeah,
yeah, I mean, I get you. I mean, obviously you're out in the middle of nowhere. You're gonna have to, drive about 20, 30 minutes to get to civilization. But you definitely enjoy being outdoors is one of the things that you had shared. So a couple other things, hopefully a quick like question answer thing here. So um favorite type of food, Mexican, Italian, or other Japanese or whatever.
yeah, Chinese
Chinese. Favorite food. Okay, great, great, great. Um, favorite snack food.
Oreos.
Oreos. Gotta love them Oreos. Double stuff, right?
Oh, of course.
Of course. They have them out there. You might as well get them, right? Um, you have any pets?
Yeah, got three dogs, two Cavapoos, and what is it? Oh, it's a boxer.
All right. Nice. Figure a guy out there. I mean, I don't know if you take him with you hunting, but I mean,
Oh, yeah.
you're in an area where that's acceptable. Let's just be honest. Um, cool. Is there perhaps celebrity that you would love to meet someday, whether that be a sports athlete or like an actor or somebody in film? I mean, who would that be for you?
Probably Jason Kelsey.
Jason Kelsey. Okay,
Oh yeah.
is that a a guy who you're, I don't know, a big fan of? I mean, are you trying to aspire to be like him or what?
I mean, yeah, yeah, pretty much. I watch whenever he's on playing a game. I just watch and try to take what I can from what he does. But definitely seems like a down to earth dude.
So did you grow up a Philly fan or what?
Oh yeah, yeah, 100%.
Well, I mean, obviously they've been successful. They've won games, so it's easy to be a fan. It's a lot harder to be a fan of somebody that isn't winning games.
Right.
I just throw that at you. Um, Jeff, I know obviously the goal is to get to the next level, but I want to throw a hard question your way, and I want to see what you want to, how you want to answer this. Uh, Biggest knock that everybody's going to give you is this is a small school, player. Um, how do you feel about that? I mean, if someone were to say, "Hey, this is just a small school athlete, and let's just look over him," or what? I mean, how would you respond to that?
I mean, I do go to a small school, play in the PSAC, but I mean, the competition that we play there is is pretty top notch for the division. Um, I mean, we have each team has transfers from other Division One schools, so it's not that the speed's definitely not there, but it's not that far off. I don't think. They put their pants on the same way, a foot at a time.
I mean, for people that don't know, PSAC is very competitive, and it also has a lot of teams in that conference too. So, a lot of great teams. IUP, Cal, Shepherd, a lot of good ones. I mean, you guys have to face them regularly, which is tough, man. We'll see how it all comes together. But you guys are going to come out probably out the gate and do well this upcoming year. At least that's kind of how I see it happening. But before we close our time, I want to give you an opportunity to talk to all those scouts out there, man. Tell them why they need to take a chance on you at the next level, and give you that opportunity to maybe be on the same team as somebody as like Jason Kelsey or something.
So I mean, yeah, I'm a fast and physical player. I really put the time in to perfect my craft. Very hardworking, and in every year of my football career, starting from high school till now, this is the only year I don't have to learn a new playbook. So for me, I, I'm able to learn things pretty quick, catch on things and move on from there.
There's a part of me that feels like you haven't reached your ceiling yet, for whatever that's worth. I mean, you take a guy who before he got to college played tackle in his high school, was moved inside, went to Lock Haven, established himself there. And then, of course, now you're part of a winning program and who has a great weight room, who has great coaches, and they're getting you to the point where you're going to be a professional someday. So I think that you're obviously a guy that needs to be on everybody's radar. So we'll see how it all pans out, man. Best of luck to you. All right.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
No problem. Jeff Burkhart, center, Slippery Rock. Check this guy out this season.